Good morning, friends and family. I'm away all weekend. I didn't know if I'd get a pondering done. It is Hemp Fest in Calgary today and tomorrow at the BMO Center at Calgary Stampede Grounds. It's usually been held in the Big Four, but this time it's an even bigger event than usual, and they needed a bigger venue. Should be a great time, should be a fantastic time. I'm not really sure who all the special guests are and stuff because I've been too busy planning other things. Today's kind of an all over the place pondering. Mostly it's to say, hey, thank you to all of you who commented, wished me well on the anniversary of my mom's passing, and a dedication to my family. I want to share with you guys, just so you know me better, what my family consists of. I believe in huge family. I believe what Judge Judy said. Even if a family splits, when it comes to children, they need to understand that people need the widest circle of love around them possible. And the only way to do that is to get along with people that society and the norm seems to tell you shouldn't. Like ex-husbands, ex-wives, ex-friends. That's not me. So what I want to tell you is I'm going to give you just a very brief history of my family. I was born into a family of 4 kids and a wonderful mom and dad. We lived in Toronto, North York, Scriber, Sudbury, Montreal, Vancouver. Then most of my raising, my teen years anyway, was in Kelowna. I became a rock music bass guitar player. I had a lot of fun. I had a good upbringing. Dabbled in some of the stuff, some of the harder drugs, but mostly I was a pothead, as they'd call it back then. At 18, I had already quit school because I do have 2 degrees, but that I got much later in life. At 17, I quit school. At 18, my dad got me a job in Edmonton with CP Rail. Never looked back. That was a good job. It was like a moment's notice, and yeah, you got this job in Edmonton, you start in 2 weeks. And I had never lived away from home. So, boom, pack up a car, drive to Edmonton, start a new life. In Edmonton, about a year and a half after I was there, I met a woman one day. I came home from work, and my roommates were having a little bit of a party, and there was a native woman there with her baby. Hindsight 2020, I fell in love with the baby and I married the woman. Within 3 months, we were married, and it took another year to adopt the child. She finally let me adopt her baby, who has never called me anything but dad and never looked for her dad, even though she's known since she was 6 that I was not biologically her dad. It was when my first wife was pregnant with her second baby, my first, which also turned out to be a girl, that she finally signed the papers and let me adopt the first one. The man was never ever involved, never tried to be involved, and even if he tried now, she'd say, I only have one dad. Her and I are really close. All of them are. They're all special in a certain way. And then she had another baby. I won't get into that marriage. It didn't work. We moved on. It was well known that I would be the better parent, and I raised all 3 of those kids. There was a year and a half where she tried to, and all things best off, kids are best with mums, I think, but it didn't work and they came back to me. So, but that's no dig on her, that's just life. Choices were made, we moved on. Still, she was there for any important thing of those kids' lives, and I made sure because I invited her. I could have raised those kids to be angry. I raised those kids to love their mom and accept that people make mistakes. This is digging me into now, later in life. I get married again. After 5 grandchildren, I get married again and have a child. We are now separated, but I also try to make that boy a huge part of that previous family. And it's just such a jungled, big family. My sister has 3 kids. My other brother has 2 kids. And then my youngest sister has 1 kid. And it's just big and loving and full. And I really... Why am I doing all this? Because yesterday, every single one of them, and including you guys, all put emphasis on me and got me through a really rough day of missing my mom. I've mourned her. I've accepted her gone. But it was going to be a difficult day, and instead what it was a day of love and camaraderie and familial feelings with all of you. So this post is to say, when somebody has a different opinion than you, look past it. Find what you like about that person and emphasize that and ignore the rest, because life is too short to get upset over little things when friendship and family is so important. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony. Maybe I'll see you at Hempfest.